So, when you're growing up, this is the basis of what I'm seeing of what many people go through. Now, take it for what you will, right? Like everybody else says. So when I say this, you might have things click, and for whatever clicks, hold on to the truth in that, right? From what you can understand. Because I'm not going to say that you understand exactly what I'm going to be telling you about this. Okay. But when you grow, when you're growing up and you grow out of being that child, right? You separate your child from your real adult life. So that in itself, to realize your child again from the aspect of itself, you have to grow back down to that level of your function inside your brain, because that's on a function level. If you forget about that function level, you remember that. It's almost like you got to start over from ground zero again. So that's why you got to grow back down to regrow from where you went, so you can continue to grow. It's of what we really pay attention to and hold on to through time that really stands the test, because it's not just you or me to decide whether what happens happens. It's our observation of everything, of what we're immersed in. Everybody's having the same experience though, of the surface reality of what takes place. So when the news gets out about certain things, we're all affected by it, but whether what we know of it determines what we feel from it. We had all the knowledge, we have all the good of it too. Is that always shown? No. And all the good of it brings forth what the possibilities are in to be. And we put that first to be in. Whatever negativity comes or like that, it's like the balancing effect, and it's not even that big of a deal because we can handle that. We are immersed in the positivity of the cycle, like nature is. We are on top of our cycle. If we get on a teetering scale below it, that's when a lot of things go awry. It's not the population here. Population is influencing how much takes place on the planet, yeah, but it's not influencing the individual of what they do. Because of what we do really with our lives is determining the outcome of how it takes place. So when we're getting our time and energy into, like what I said, bring it into a whole different category and degree inside your own brain, to rest it, to kind of immerse yourself and handle it within that, to be living in with that. So if you can't handle such of a thing, yet to live in, it's because you're not giving yourself enough time to be in it. It's like exactly what's taking place in the world. You get more time to evolve into it, you discover more things. And I see other people discovering more things more when they do that, or more when they do this. And it is that strategic truth of it, of your will, and that will carries out certain intentions of yourself, as well as which, gets back or even reflected in your life, even with synchronicity and other things. But it's just, let alone that fact of anybody that gets reflected in their life karmically, in a way, or for them to understand or know. Certain things fell away from me. They're shedding old, like, karmic patterns. And that in itself is because I was aware of certain things. And as I got aware of it, I just kind of like moved up on different wavelengths. Not saying I was always there, but you know what I mean. It's like them other aspects, it's in my life. It's in my category I can look back on. So it's the stages that I got to, and I can reflect and tell you. So then it's more like, on the scale of that, it's my internal reality, but it's not, it's also the external of, when I'm projecting this and sharing this, it's for you guys to observe from, because this is the experience that I had that you can see then. If I, say, document and tell my story, not all your stories are told on Earth. Not all your, things are told. And that's why in your mind it takes a tremendous amount of focus, but with your heart chakra to be open at the same time. That's why all these things at once make the degree of itself. It is hard, but develop little traits of both at first. You got to put your attention fully into something. You're going to play guitar, and then other times where I'm just immersed into everything, trying to pick up everything at once. The meditation side of it, and the more and more, other things can come in that way. But even in daily reality, you get them same moments or same revelationary things, even intrinsic feeling, even with the land and stuff. We're still on a physical, energetic plane, regardless of when we tap into the other side of things. But the other side of things, you could see the light of the other side of things on Earth, though. And then you see it in that pure form. That's when you get your clarity. And oh my gosh, dude. Okay, dude, I'm like literally, in the words of ways, you'll never forget. Whatever you come and you never get on video or whatever, and you say, oh crap. But it's always there to re-immerse yourself in it. But this is a little bit, a bit different because my experience from a year ago has more information now. And how I can reflect upon the new things that happened determine the circumstance of how I can perceive it. But them perceptions in the past, don't get me wrong, every moment was true in that experience of what it was worth of what it was. But the scale of the experiences of everything, it's not just, but all the energy immersed in the moment is always going to be that same when we tap into it in a certain way. I'm not saying everything's illusionary after the fact that it happened. No, it's not though. You can see the pattern within it. You can see the layer. You can see how this might lack an aspect that was even stronger then, maybe, or more of a certain aspect now. But can't you see how it fills in the gap and how it But when you look back at all this, everything kind of fills in with each other in that way of when you look back at all this, you can see the course of life, like how God would look at it. But yet we don't know the future. Sometimes we do. Yeah, because when I had a dream, I had deja vu, but really no one was in a dream too, and stuff like that. But the thing is that we go into, when we immerse ourselves into that and get familiar and know that of the present moment is very crucial, and that's why a lot of people taught that, because they knew that the world needed that. So then they talked about that more because it's a common sense thing to do. That's why I have that common sense thing to do about myself. It's still going, okay? Yeah. I actually zoomed in, so it looked like it was almost off. I forgot about that. Otherwise, it usually sticks out a little bit more, and that's why I thought it went back. Yeah. 50-50 over there. In the garden again. Cats love that garden. Every cat that we owned went in that garden and just roamed around. So, what I want you to get from this today is that reflect on a daily basis. Do everything on a daily basis though. Make a little bit of time for it. Don't forget about it. It's in your subconscious mind then to do so. Because if you can't do so on certain things, they will not be in your experience. And sometimes when you're reminded, yeah, you get this big recollection, but if you never take them recollections, merge them together with everything, in a way though, if your mind is right for it, if it's capable, if you're not overloading it, if you feel okay to do so and to be developed within it, you can make anything that's possible to handle within any category that you move into. And the thing is that I have new experiences all the time, but yet I have no fear, none of that, because it's really mastering that in itself, of that aspect of the fear. Then every experience you have, you do not immerse yourself into that at all when you're fully bringing forth that of your consciousness. And it takes focus, it takes intention, it takes clear thought, it takes when you look at something. That full projection of the awareness of your eyes to the natural senses that it takes in to do all the functions that should be the first thing that you think of. And every time that you first think of something, usually that is the correct thing, because it is their natural senses of awareness. And if you think the second thing of your sense of awareness, you're actually not having your highest sense of awareness govern it, because it's our intuition. Like, when I look at that cat, it's my intuition to go like this. I know it's not like a threat or anything, but that was your first best state of awareness to do so, because what if that was anything else? That's why certain things were programmed inside of the subconscious mind out of certain things, which is, that's reaction, not fear, because fear you hold on to. That is a certain category of fear, but that response to it like that is natural. I'm just saying, after the fact, if you're immersed in fear after the fact for a long time, then you're holding fear. But if it's only, I wasn't even as scared of that cat. I'm not saying I was. I'm just saying that, when I seen that bear, I was shocked at first, you know what I mean, at the library. Then it made eye contact and said, "It's okay, buddy." And then it turned its head, walked away. I was, off from the library, from the trail, and it was really close. If it wanted to, I'm sure if it could have most likely, killed me, but I'm not saying it would have. But I had experiences, you know what I mean? Life, you're out in the wild every day, if you think about it. No matter where you are, you're still in the wild. You go inside your house, there's still a universe around you. When you come to that fact, when you realize that deep fact, that you can't escape, that you are in this, and you gotta grow from this, or you won't get any benefit out of this, and this experience to be had of. So it's more like, we go into the fact of that we hold certain aspects that if we don't use with our experience, and say we get lazy. That's where spiritual sloth, and I heard about that, and all this other stuff too. I like to be in a natural state where I have both functions but equal balance. So when I am working too much, that is not a good thing for me. And I notice that, and I have no time at the end of the day. I feel too tired, or feel just drained. But actually I don't. I didn't for that solstice time or whatever. But I'm not normally like this. I'm evolving. And the thing is that I don't know. But I do get tired, and then when I wake up, I'm not feeling fully rested like I did, though. So I know that there is, but when you get used to certain patterns too, our body can acclimate to these things. We can do many things. So a lot of people do in the world. They say we have to do something, and they get fixed inside their mind that they can. And if your mind said you can't the whole time while you're doing it, it's a struggle against your energy, dropping your energy field. It's draining and putting it all into that, which actually goes against yourself and makes you irritated, causes damage to your body, damage to your brain. That's why people get headaches. That's why when we raise it above into the higher state of consciousness, it feels blissful. It almost feels like when you integrate, you put your forehead to a tree, you almost feel that the hardness of the tree, but it's blissed out. You know what I mean? And that and the fact, and then your head can even pick up and be aware of the same aspects, but in its own way of that it is what it is inside your own head. It's not going to change. I'm just saying that cellularly, you are aware, picking up more things now. Because literally, what we're around, we communicate and we talk like other people that we are around subconsciously, because we pick up that. Now, other life forms and stuff like that, we merge with this, we understand this more, we stick up for this, and because we know other aspects of this, of what it is in itself, and its life, of what it experiences, we take on that, but that, it's not even of that, because we love of what that is, outside of the fact, and that outside of the fact loves back, outside of the fact of that we know each other. Like, do you get what I mean? So, when go with all the energies, it's not like something that's unfamiliar with itself, because it is an energy that is all familiar with itself. If it opened up to the fact of all possibilities, it would be all them possibilities making it happen, regardless of any doubt. You know what I mean? It would just happen. There would be no what if. Just take out what if. Just take out these things. Play all the other cards. All the other cards will happen. Be in that, in a humble state of mind. Life will change. You'll never think about one bad thing or one degrading energy thought ever, because that was just a layer on top of this earth. The real layer inside your head is way above that to be in of the energy. So when you're in the energy, we accept that. We almost bow down to it. But if we analytically think about that, we start to degrade it over time. Like it didn't exist, but it did exist, because in the experience of it, what did we experience when we did experience it? The truth of that, you know? And then sometimes we forget about that, but I don't. I look at these things. I'm aware of these things. I always have been. You know what I mean? It's like I couldn't first, when I was little, spit it out the way I wanted to. And I developed all these things because of who I am. And it's just because it was time to do so, because if I... Just imagine if I started speaking at a young age like this. People, well, I did, but I never did it as much and stuff like this because of what I was told. You know what I mean? Everybody was told things when they were a kid. Told a lot of shit, right? A lot of stuff that just didn't make any sense. But hey, at least this stuff makes sense. This is actual information that is real to be aware of, because when you're aware of the truth of the universe, that this is just, if this was all different you were born into, you'd never judge it the way you judge it. You'd always stick up for it. There would be no time that you'd never stuck up for it. If you were already immersed in it, to be aware of that aspect that is not in this world right now fully, but that aspect can be here, and then the next generation can experience that, to be of living in that, never have their heart twisted around against themselves, when that could be on top of things. With that on top of things, a life would just be so much better, not even only for people, but animals, everything that's in this earth. This earth would be so powerful, it'll give us back. This earth is holding a lot of energy from us. You know why though? To certain people it doesn't. It doesn't show it back to itself. It doesn't get it. Like if you disc your nest that you live on, it's just going to crumble away over time, rot. Maybe why did this do this? Well, you're sending it negative, you know. But if you give that the higher vibe thing, it lives on, and that's the true essence of what it is. But the thing is I was immersing myself into all the like energy and like that, and it is a freaking crazy thing, because you can see when I get really spiritual with it, I'm immersed in it. I'm literally immersed in that, and that's quite supernatural. And I'm beholding it myself when I look back at it and watch it. So the unedited version of that one song I'm going to post is really good, you know what I mean? And it's perfect. But I made an edited version for this meditation, and it's like an echo effect, like if you're in a temple or something. And it's really cool because it's 3 layers, but actually 2 layers in the beginning. And I gotta still process it, but yeah, it's all good. I'm laughing a lot lately too, and I'm just surrendering to. I have surrendered to it, but there's levels to surrendering to it. There really is, but it's the energy too now is so ripe, and I'm reaching this peak as it's coming to, and it's like, and if it gets real close in a certain cycle of itself, maybe there's different degrees above that yet too. Yeah, of course. But I feel like so on a deeper connection, there's more wavelengths coming through. You know what I mean? Birds are walking. swallowing. No, but they are. I always say that. I'm just kidding. To make people, you know what I mean? I always used to do that. Because I know their, like, when I know their energy state, I was trying to do something and it wasn't doing anything, see? I can't just use a couple words, see? That's why I use many words. And guess what? It does something when you can know how to explain something down to a refined ant-like seed that one day it might become a giant thing to look at. Even if it grows this big. When I look at them wildflowers, they're not really big. But they're sure, like, bright, you know, beautiful. And I like the little things. I like little ladybugs and stuff. They're just so pure. That is like heaven. And we, with our energy, when it's high vibe, children have this, everything, that's that purity. We can't take that away. We know our grace. When a lot of people found their grace by either singing, doing certain things you feel grace into, when you find that, it is a real thing. And it's meant to be here on earth forever, you know what I mean? And that is a real experience. It's like feeling love or that. And that in itself is a real experience. That's what keeps this thing going. It's a cycle of what we are. We accept the fact that we're human. We're something else besides the fact, right? Of a physical item. We are not the physical item. We are a living thing. We get too fixed into that. We do not have what we have then, if we're only immersed into that. Because our aspects need life in other things to be aware of, to know that we are life. If we're outside of life, we're not going to be aware of what it is. And we are it, so we need it. All I'm saying is that, oh yeah, it's Popper. I had to make a podcast right here because I go in the woods. I'm going to post that one too. Me getting eat up by mosquitoes. Kitty. Man. Man. Kitty. Oh, look at this. Cool leaf. You get out of there. There's big spikes and stuff. Kitty, kitty. What are you doing? You're going back in. Watch out for them spikes, kitty. Man. You want some food? You're meowing like that, you just want food. Kitty, kitty. There we go. Wait, hold on, I can do this. Hold on. My voice is not acclimated to that. Wait, no, hold on. Okay. Hold on, wait. Hello, kitty. Puppy, what are you doing? Are you doing something? Something? Why must you do something? My voice is running out. It's like a half shot. Like I can't do it. That's what I did last time. That was so funny. I said that like just like that. See, I can do it again. You never forget it. I'll even never forget the exact thing, imitation of it. So then it's like I even got it on video. Ouch! Ouch! Lions, attack! Arr. Want something to play with? Ouch! Yeah, he bites hard sometimes. You'll scar me up. But I deserve it. I need to feel pain once in a while. Just to remind me that I better not remember pain so I'm not hard on myself. Right? It's like, ow, this hurts. I better not do that. I'm just kidding. Gibby. It was a long podcast. Watch out. See, I said be careful, Kippy. I can't do that. Dude, I should cut this half out. Because my voice is like, not good. Right? Oh, I can't cut that out though. Kippy. What are you doing, Kippy? You're rolling around. There's spikes. And they go, maybe, hey, I can lead you over here, kitty. Come on. Come here. Get out of there. It's like a little prison. He looks at it like a game. Kitty, come here. Come on, kitty. Kitty. Come on, I can't end the video until you pop out of there, Popper. Oh my gosh, come on, Kippy.